This is Soup Business Landscape.
The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, has revealed that manufacturers spent a staggering 676.6 billion naira on alternative energy in the first half of 2025. Still struggled to meet their electricity demands due to Nigeria's unreliable, unaffordable power supply. This was disclosed in MAN's Manufacturing State of Affairs report for October 2025, presented by Dr. Oluwasegun Oshidipe, Director of Research and Economic Policy. Despite a slight reduction in alternative energy costs during the period, manufacturers continue to face serious operational challenges tied to inadequate electricity access. The report also featured the latest Manufacturer CEO Confidence Index, indicating low business optimism driven by persistent energy instability. MAN warned that if government fails to address electricity crisis, the sector may face further contraction, job losses, and reduced competitiveness. Stakeholders continue to advocate for reforms to boost power generation, improvement in infrastructure, and cut production costs. My cousin once said something that if you want to control electricity in your house, get a generator. I mean, this story just reminds me of that. It's quite sad that we're reading this. Businesses are really folding up. Why? Because stable power. And not just stable power. Alternative power is even getting more expensive. You have to choose between your generator or you buy solar, which is running into millions. So you have to factor in that overhead costs, salaries, taxes. It's a whole lot. And most of these organizations, I think they prefer, many of them are actually on prepaid. Some of them are on postpaid. And those on postpaid get estimated outrage. I mean, I've said it so many times here, my former company, we're paying ₦1 million a month. And we're not manufacturing anything. It was just the media. So we're not manufacturing. And you begin to wonder, do we have heavy equipment in this office? We have to put off ACs in different departments just to reduce it. And you can imagine what others are doing. I mean, my barber shop in my area, he doesn't use air conditioning anymore. He opens his door. Why? He's on band A. So this is some of the things that we're really going through. Do you think this, if the story says the government should come in, do you think it's a government thing or private sector thing or PPP?
Well, both are playing their own critical role. Now, energy is the backbone of industrialization of any country. And Nigeria is not an exception. The lack of energy or the insufficiency of energy will not only retard production, it's going to cause inflation in the cost of goods and services, and you're also going to lead to retrenchment of manpower, of workers, or paying them less than they're worth by way of salaries, just because you're trying to meet up with power. Now, I said this and I'm going to say it again. We are not giving priority. Most government or most administration just come. They have plans that they've written down, economic plans in the manifesto. I'm going to do this for Nigeria. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Yes, these are good stuff. Please kindly do them. But strategically giving a thought that, look, I have policies that can drive Nigeria on the path of industrialization, but you ignore power and you are doing other things. You have left the foundation. And when you leave the foundation, how is your economic transformation agenda going to materialize? These countries, we are doing, look at China, the second biggest economy in the world. They have multiple sources of power. Their level of industrialization and manufacturing is out of this world. In fact, there's a strong criticism against China and all the advanced countries, industrialized countries, that China is number 2 in the world producing, is it carbon dioxide, Chooks? CO2. That is depleting that is causing harm to the, and they are telling you they are neither here nor there when we start talking about climate change and how you are supposed to cut down on these emissions, and because they are world power and because they understood. Look at So what are we then doing? So if China, look at the Baba you are talking about, guess what? It doesn't use the kind of clipper that plugs to light anymore. It uses a chargeable clipper. Is it manufactured here? No, it's manufactured in China. They take advantage of your economy, deny you the necessary things, create market from your economy. China is not only the only ones. Other developed countries too. They are doing that. So your country to them, while we're singing that we have a strong collaboration, strong diplomatic ties with them, they are taking advantage of the loopholes in your economy and creating market for themselves, building their own economy. That's what they're doing. That's what most of these advanced countries are doing. So they are not going to want to, they won't commit themselves. When we are talking about industrialization, let's give them power. Let's give them power. We give them power. They are going to be strong in manufacturing. They are going to be contending with our countries in manufacturing. They are going to develop and explore better ways to add 30% value to their raw materials that we are cutting away from their country. In fact, they say 30%, but I tell you, they are going to be doing 80%. These are Nigerians. They are smart. They are going to start adding 80% of value to these raw materials. They are going to discover new inventions through these raw materials. I tell you, they are going to start making batteries and manufacturing electric vehicles because they have lithium deposits in their country. They have, you name it. So they are also thinking this wise as they are thinking. So they are not going to build the plant here. They are going to build it in China, cut away your raw materials, do it over there and bring it down here. And when they do that, the few industries that we have, the few manufacturing strengths that we have, which the private individuals have developed their own private capital to develop, they are being starved of power. And so by the time they spend that hundreds of billions of naira to cater to power alone, we've not started talking about overhead costs like personnel, like maintenance and other expenses that they have, then what are they going to, what's going to be the cost for production is going to be off the roof. Then where are they going to? They're not getting much value for what they are expending. And even if they are getting much value, what you see prevalent in the economy is inflation. So good initiative, yes, you must add 30% of value before you export the raw materials out of this country. Why not? Do you provide them the power? Can you provide them the power to do that? The electric power. Liaise. We have a good relationship with China. Okay, fine, good. You want to give, no problem. You just build. We'll go to their country, study their own power plants, study their wind plants that they've built, the wind farms that they've built, study their own gas plants that they've built and how they facilitated it to the national grid, how to take in these gas turbines into the national grid so that they are able to generate and to transmit power in the capacity that they're able to do as a country with how many hundreds, a billion people. So we come back here, study the systems very well, tell them you're going to build the same for us.
Can't we have technical schools, colleges to do this?
Colleges of what? Technical schools to do that? Do you think we are talking about power, Olumide? We are talking about power that can have up to like 60,000 megawatts. In
So
Nigeria,
are we
50,000
saying-
megawatts. No. It's not that we do not have, but probably not the capacity to cover, for the kind of capacity that we require as a country for our level of industrialization to get to a peak or to